Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Full-time MMA?
MMA.
Nothing
Yeah.
else?
My life, man, yeah.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
And Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is calling out ruthless Robbie Lawler for an end-of-the-year UFC return. This would be a great fight, a fight that me personally, I've been wanting to see since ruthless Robbie Lawler was the champion. And if ruthless Robbie Lawler would have defended his belt successfully against Tyron Woodley, we would have likely got to see this fight, as Stephen Wonderboy Thompson was the #1 contender when Lawler and Woodley fought. But Woodley happened to win the fight, and then we went on to see Woodley versus Wonderboy twice. So, you know, that if that would have played out differently, though, you know, whole butterfly effect thing going on there, we would have already saw this fight. Who knows what would have happened? We could have, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson could have been a champion, because I feel like this is sort of a favorable matchup for Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler's a guy, and now, if Robbie Lawler's a guy, he really entertains in his fights, and it's kind of because he gets in some wars, you know, where Robbie Lawler, the wars with Rory McDonald, and you know what I'm saying, Robbie Lawler's a very exciting fighter. And with that being said, that's why I have hope for this fight. But this is also a concern. Now, if you decide to fight smart against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, it usually turns into a chess match. And as exciting as this matchup might sound on the top of your head, it might not turn out that way. But the good news is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, before this, actually came out and said that he's been talking with his team, and they're not trying to leave it with the judges anymore. He said, we got to change something up after losing close decisions that we feel like we won. Hey, we just can't leave it in the hands of the judges. You know how that is. You know, we've seen worse decisions. And so one way to fix that problem is to get the finish. And, you know, it might suck to say that for a fighter. It's like, if you win a fight, you should win the fight. But when the judges' scorecards aren't going your way, sometimes you got to go in there and take it out of the judges' hands. And that's what Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's planning to do. And that's definitely something he's capable of against ruthless Robbie Lawler, a guy that's likely to come in here. And, you know, ruthless Robbie Lawler, he's not going to really be coming in trying to out-wrestle Stephen Wonderboy Thompson or trying to submit him. No. Ruthless Robbie Lawler's a guy that's an exciting striker. Well, you know what I'm saying? When he fought RDA, when he fought Rory McDonald, when he fought Donald Cowboy Cerrone, a lot of them are fun fights, and they usually remain standing. And so Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, one of the better counter strikers in the welterweight division with his karate style, that would be a really fun fight that a lot of us have been looking forward to for a while now. And so if it does take place, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson would like for it to take place in South Carolina. As he said, the UFC owes him one, and he's not like saying it like he feels that, but the UFC said they owe him one because of that close split decision loss. And he's like, you know, so they're trying to cash in on that a little bit. He said, we have an awesome venue here. Speaking of the 16,000 seat Bon Secours Wellness Arena in Greensville, he said it seats 100 more than the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas. I did my very first MMA fight at the arena, and we packed it out. I know we can. That's something we're just trying to work on. We want some more fights down south. It's something we're talking about with Dana White, and we want to make that happen. If not, it would be cool to fight again in Madison Square Garden. Now, that's a place Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's familiar with. His fight with Tyron Woodley at UFC 205 was fight of the night, the first card at Madison Square Garden. Conor McGregor fought Eddie Alvarez on that night and became the champ. And Tyron Woodley fought Stephen Wonderboy Thompson for the first time, and it actually ended up being fight of the night on that very stacked card. So Stephen Wonderboy Thompson was one of the first to fight in Madison Square Garden, and he'd like to return there. It's still a pretty big arena and a great place to fight, a big opportunity for a lot of fighters. A lot of fighters would love to fight in Madison Square Garden. It's, you know, in New York. And so if he can't get it down in, what is it, Greensville, did you say? Or Greensboro? I don't, let's see. If he can't get it in South Carolina, Greenville, it says. If he can't get it in South Carolina, maybe we'll be seeing Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Robbie Lawler down in Madison Square Garden, which I'm sure that would be a stacked card anyway. Any fight that this fight goes on, any card, is going to likely be a card we're probably going to be watching. So with that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And before we go, shout out to all the full-time MMA white belts that have hit the subscribe button. Make sure you also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. And if you want to become a full-time MMA blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, or black belt, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/fulltimemma. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOG.